algebra. So we've been doing algebra for the past couple of weeks. If you've missed any, no problem. We know exactly where you need to be. All you need is a pencil, a piece of paper, and I'm going to take you down to my desk. I do have a handout for you. It looks like this. If you don't have the handout, that's perfectly fine. You and I are going to walk through this together. The handout just has what we're going to be talking about at the top and plenty of room for your writing below it. The other thing you're going to need is a calculator for class today. Can you show me your calculator? Just a standard calculator is great. You're going to need that at the end of class. Okay, let's dive in and do a quick little review and talk about our new stuff for today. So remember, I'm using Sharpie, you're using a pencil. Okay, so one of the things we had talked about before was we are now using variables, x's, and dots for multiplication. Okay, so if I have some terms here, if I have a 2 and a 3, what would you say? 2 plus 3 is 5, right? 2 plus 3 is 5, that's right. However, if there is 2 plus 3 times an unknown number, I don't know what it is, and it's x, can I add these together anymore? No, I can't. Not unless I know what x is. So what we're going to learn is one of the things we're going to do is I'm going to have, for example, expressions that have numbers in them, that have variables in them, and coefficients on the variables. Ugh, there was a lot in there. Okay, so let's take this one step at a time. So anything that has an x attached to it, we're going to combine those, and we're going to add the coefficients together, including the sign in front of it. So including the sign in front of it. So this is a plus 3. This doesn't have anything in front of it, so we call that a 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So this, adding this term and this term together give me 3x plus 1x, which is 4x. Okay, so I took those out. So I have 4x, and then what is 2 minus 4? Do you remember that from an earlier conversation? You have $2, but you owe 4. You can, so yeah, so it's minus 2. That's right, because these signs are different. This is a plus if it's not written in. These signs are different. That means you're going to take the difference. Whatever sign is on the bigger number is the sign you're going to have. So this whole thing that I just wrote all over can be written as minus 2 plus 4x. And so it can be reduced from here going to here. In algebra, what we like to do is we like to take the highest power of x, in this case it's this one, and write it first. So this would be a full credit answer. So we started with something that, here, let me write it again without all of that circles on it. 2 plus 3x minus 4 plus x. Okay, so this is what we started with. And then we are, about here. So we're gathering the terms that have an unknown number, the x, together. And then we're just doing the constants, the numbers that don't have any x's. Oh, yeah, I did that right. Okay. All right, let me do more so you can kind of see what we're talking about. If I said 7x plus 4, could you combine the 7 and the 4 together? No, because you don't know what the x is, right? That could be a 9, that could be a 1, who knows, right? So that's going to change the answer. But what if I put a minus 3 here? Can you simplify this? Sure. So there's only one term with x, so that just gets dropped down. But I can combine these, right? So you're going to get a plus 4 minus 3. You have $4, you paid 3. You have plus 1. Somebody's asking, what are we going to learn to solve for x? We can. There's no equal sign here, so it's not an equation. This is an expression. Can't solve expressions because there's no equal sign, so we can't figure out what x is. Okay? 7x plus 1 could equal 0, could equal 99. We have no idea. Okay? Let's just learn how to deal with one side of the equation. Then we'll learn how to solve for x. Here's another one. 6x minus 3x plus 2 minus 3. How would you simplify that? What would you say? Yep, okay, so everything with an x, you're going to take the sign in front of it and combine it. So this is plus 6 minus 3. So this is going to become 3x, Okay. And then everything that doesn't have an x, plus 2 minus 3. So that's going to be a minus 1. Give me a smile if this is starting to make a little sense. You're like, okay, I'm following you. Okay, about half of you were smiling. All right, we'll work on that. Okay, what if we do something like this? What if instead of making that all neat, it looks like one of these things? Now, I don't know how many of you are interested in marine biology or interested in architecture or engineering. A lot of those are going to, at some point when you study them, science and engineering, you're going to generate things that look like this. So we need to know how to handle them. So distributive property, pull that out of your pocket. You're going to say 3 times x, and then 3 times this whole thing. So that's plus 3. Okay, so we are using the distributive property to distribute the 3 to everything inside, and then we're just going to drop the 2, and now you can combine them. There's no x's over here, so you just say 3x, 3 and 2 make 5. Good. Okay, I'm going to put 2 on. I want you to work on them and tell me what you get, okay? So here we go. Minus 9 minus 3 times 2x plus 4. Okay, that's the first one. So the first thing I want you to do is the distributive property. I'll give you a hint. Don't drop the minus sign. Minus 3 has to be distributed to both of these. Okay, can you do that? And then combine them. Okay, how'd we do? Did you get close? So I have a here, I stopped writing here. Minus 9 gets dropped down. Minus 3 times a positive 2, that's going to be a negative 6. And don't forget the x. Minus 3 times a positive 4. Okay, there's only one sign here. It's an odd number, so it's a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and so I have a 6x. And then I have a 12 and a 9, that's a 21. Did you get that? Good. Yeah, so do you see, if you didn't get it, do you see what happened? And kind of fix the mistake? It's fine to make mistakes. That's actually how we learn. So, yep, this is a full credit answer. All right, I want you to do something for me. Remember last time we were plugging in values? Okay. Tell me, what is this expression equal to when x is equal to minus 2? Can you do that for me? Okay, what is the expression equal to? Okay, you think you got it? All right, well, let's see. So this is going to be a minus 6 times a minus 2 minus 21. 6 times 2 is 12. Negative times negative is positive, minus 21. 21 is larger than the 12. Notice the difference in sign. So the 21 is larger. It's going to have a negative sign. The difference between 21 and 12 is 9. Yay! All right, how is that? Let me back it up just a little bit. Yeah? There we go. Good. Excellent. You guys got it. Yeah, don't forget your minus signs. Easy to forget, right? Easy to forget. Good job. Okay, let's move on to the next page.